Hey everyone, and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, we will be talking about my Senate, House, and Governor predictions all across the board, who I think will win each race. That's Senate, this is House, these are governors, because this marks 10 days until Election Day. We have been talking about this day for so long, and it is actually coming down to Election Day itself. It is coming down to the wire. And it's insane that we have been thinking and predicting this day for so long, and we will finally know how the outcome is, how correct I was, how correct other people were. With that, let's start off with the Senate, and then we'll go to House, and then we'll go to gubernatorial predictions. So, I won't be filling in each day. This is just a review, a 10 days left review. And let's just start off with, I guess we'll just go through the key races. So, first of all, for the Senate, I do believe that Republicans will win majority in the Senate after Election Day, come January 20th, after all the senators are sworn into office. I believe that Republicans will take the majority back from Democrats. They lost it in 2021 when Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff won in Georgia, and it went into a runoff. So, I do believe that Republicans will win control of the Senate, with them winning Nevada and Georgia, the closest states of the Republican one, whatever. But I do believe that they will be very close and very easy for Democrats to win. So really, the Democrats could very easily win control of majority, okay? They could very, very, very easily win Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is almost toss-up at this point. They could very easily win Pennsylvania. It would be harder for them to win Nevada, but it is still possible. But then again, they could lose Georgia as well, and Georgia could go to Herschel Walker and the Republicans. But anyway, there are really 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd say 3 major swing states in this election. Tilt states that I believe will be decided by less than 1%. And then you could argue that Wisconsin, Ohio, North Carolina, and Arizona are also, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could argue that there are 7 swing states this election cycle. Or you could really argue that there are just 3 or 4, maybe if you count Arizona, or maybe if you count Wisconsin. So starting off in Nevada, I believe that Republicans will win here. Adam Laxalt is a better candidate that the Republicans have nominated. He is on the better side of the candidates that the Republicans nominated this year for Senate, for governor, whatever. I believe that he will defeat Catherine Cortez Masto, the incumbent. He's, pretty popular guy. No big scandals surrounding his name or anything. I think he's a pretty good candidate overall. His candidate quality is pretty good. Heading over to the state of Georgia, one that I believe will go to the Democrats. I think that Raphael Warnock will pull out a win here by less than 1%. I've had this lean Warnock for a while, starting after the debates, because Warnock did very well over Herschel Walker in the debates. However, I do think that's kind of wearing off now. I don't believe that it'll have as much of an impact as it did right after the debates. It's kind of being forgotten in voters' minds. However, I do believe that Herschel Walker was just a horrible candidate, or is a horrible candidate overall, and he is one of the worst candidates that the Republicans nominated. If you remember, Warnock was not expected to win re-election in 2022. He was supposed to just be a fill-in and, giving Democrats majority for just that year or two that they had control, starting in January 2021. However, because of how bad of a candidate Herschel Walker is, it really is becoming apparent that Raphael Warnock might be Georgia's senator for another 6 years. And the final major swing state in the Senate is the state of Pennsylvania, when I believe that Mehmet Oz will pull out a very narrow win in. This is largely due to the debates. John Fetterman had such a poor performance in the debates, and Dr. Oz had such a great performance. That debate will be very much kept in voters' minds come November. More so than Georgia. Fetterman's performance was significantly worse than Walker's in Georgia. Okay, that's how bad it really was. I think that it will have more of an impact on the race than Georgia. Plus, it took place later than the Georgia debate, so closer to Election Day. So it'll still be more fresh in voters' minds than in Georgia. So I do believe that Mehmet Oz will win by like 0.3%, but really it is toss-up, and John Fetterman could very easily win. And then we also have the states of Arizona, Wisconsin, Ohio, and North Carolina. I'll just briefly talk about it. Arizona really could be a tilt state. We have Mark Kelly, the incumbent, but his Republican opponent, Blake Masters, is very much on the extreme side. I don't see him winning in a Biden state. In Wisconsin, we have Ron Johnson, the incumbent Republican, being faced by Mandela Barnes, the Democrat. Mandela Barnes is too progressive for Wisconsin. Bad candidate quality for the Democrats here in Wisconsin. Ron Johnson is a fine candidate as an incumbent. Ohio should not be close, but it will be decided by 4 points. I believe that J.D. Vance will win this race, the Republican. Tim Ryan is a phenomenal candidate. J.D. Vance is running a horrible campaign. I'm not saying that J.D. Vance is just a bad candidate overall, because he could be winning by a lot right now. But it's just because of the fact that he's just running a really bad campaign. And then we have Representative Ted Budd winning in North Carolina, the Republican. Sherry Beasley is a fine candidate, but it's North Carolina. Went to Trump twice. I really don't see the state going anywhere. So, with that, I believe that Republicans will win 51 seats in the Senate. Democrats will win 49. And now, here's my house prediction here. Let me just change it, the theme to dark. There we go. So, I am almost 100% certain, I'd say 99% certain, that Republicans will win control of the House. I used to be one of those people who said, hot take, Democrats will win the House by 1 or 2 seats. And then I actually went through the districts, and I realized that it was almost impossible. Democrats cannot win in the House. Obviously, I won't go through every district, but just going through some. Oregon's 5th, where Kurt Schrader lost his primary. He was the incumbent Democrat. I really see going to the Republicans at this point. They should have nominated Kurt Schrader again. He's the only one who could have won moderate Republicans. But there's too much division in the party right now because of how close that primary was. I really see it going to the Republicans. In Washington's 3rd district, I really could see Joe Kent being enough of a horrible candidate where Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez could somehow pull out an upset, the Democrat, but maybe in 2018, but this year, not so much. Joe Kent is probably winning. And then, just to name a few in California, I believe the 27th district, right here, Mike Garcia. I do have him winning by a couple hundred votes once again. I think that he will very narrowly pull out this win. I have Mike Levin winning another term. I have Katie Porter winning another term. No big surprises there. And then up here, let's see, these 2 districts are very competitive. I believe this is the 15th district, which is open. No incumbent here. It going to the Democrats. I know this one, this district is also competitive. I forget the name of the candidates. 3 out of the 4 Nevada districts are very competitive. Just not this Republican one up top. I see Republicans picking up the southernmost district, but I think that Democrats will hold on to 2 of their seats, and Republicans will flip 1. Tom O'Halloran and Susie Lee. In the 2 Arizona districts. I definitely see those 2 Arizona districts flipping. I know Tom O'Halloran is in the first, I forget actually. But Yvette Harrell, I have winning another term. That's New Mexico's 2nd district. Mayra Flores, I have winning again. She's a great candidate. Not many competitive districts in Texas. That's about it. Let's see. Southern, as we know, no competitive Southern districts. North Carolina's 1st district, I have going blue. Pretty good Democratic nominee there. And then, I know this district right next to it, this one or this one, is competitive. I forget which, but I have it going to the Republicans regardless. In Virginia's 1st district, I have Republicans flipping it. In the 7th district of Virginia, I have Abigail Spanberger winning another term. Looking at Pennsylvania, I do have the 17th district, Connor Lamb's district, who's stepping down. I do have the Democrats winning that seat. I have Matt Cartwright winning again. And, what's her name? We have a Democratic incumbent, I believe in the 6th district right here. And I do have Republicans gaining this seat. I mind you that all Republicans need to do is hold on to every one of their seats and flip 5 Democratic ones. That will be so easy to do come November. Over here, in the Ohio's 5th district, I have Marcy Kaptur defeating Jared Majewski. And I do have Democrats flipping the 3rd district of Michigan. This is Peter Mayer's district. He lost his primary. A much more extreme Republican election denier won the primary. Indiana's 1st district, I have going blue. Mike Mervin? Some Mervin. The 2 very gerrymandered Illinois districts, I forget the names. I have them both going to the Democrats. Of course, after the New York Times poll, I was sure Sharice Davids winning again, but I did have it like that before. And what is this? The 2nd district of Minnesota, I do have going to can't think of her name. Oh, Angie Craig. I have winning the 2nd district. And then there really is only one big one we have no, there's a few to talk about in New England, but specifically, Rhode Island's 2nd. I do have Alan Fung winning this race, the only New England district that I have going Republican this year. I think that Alan Fung will pull out a win in Rhode Island's 2nd district, even though he is unfavored too. But he is just a great candidate running a great campaign. Seth Magaziner, all he has against Fung is that Fung was wearing a Trump hat once. Like, that is his entire campaign. And then New York's 19th district, Pat Ryan switched districts from the 19th to the 18th. I have the 18th going blue for Pat Ryan. But I think that Democrats will still win the 19th because of Pat Ryan's popularity. I think that will bring Democrats to victory there. In Connecticut's 5th district, we have Jahana Hayes versus George Logan. I have Hayes winning. Connecticut's 1st district, I could honestly see being a likely margin. Larry Laser, the Republican, is a phenomenal candidate and would be winning right now if he had enough money to do ads, like TV ads. But I'm starting to see yard signs. Well, I've only seen 2 actually, one being in my yard. But he is a very moderate Republican, a liberal Republican, and he's a very great candidate. John Larson, I won't go into it because I have such a bias. I have both New Hampshire districts going blue, and then Maine's 2nd, I have Jared Golden winning by a tilt margin. So, that wraps up the House. Again, I have Republicans winning, I have Republicans winning 228 seats, and the Democrats winning 207. And finally, onto the gubernatorial side. Look at this map. This map is absolutely insane. There are just so many close states, like likely, lean, tilt. Like, there should be way more solid states than this, okay? I'm just saying that right now. There should be so many more, looking at the rest of American politics. Anyway, let's there are so many competitive states: Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Alaska, Kansas, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And then I would talk about New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine also, and Florida. There are just so many to talk about. I guess I won't talk about those. But let's just go through the competitive races. I have Republicans winning 30 gubernatorial seats and the Democrats winning 20. Oregon, I have Christine Drazan winning, flipping Oregon's gubernatorial seat away from the Democrats. Kate Brown is the Democratic incumbent here, very unpopular. I believe that that and Betsy Johnson, independent, being in the race will result in Republicans winning this seat for the first time in 40 years. And then going down to Nevada, we have Joe Lombardo, who is, again, for Nevada, one of the better candidates that Republicans nominated this year. Steve Sisolak is a unpopular governor, very typical Democrat, that's how he's viewed, and I have Lombardo winning this race. I have Kari Lake winning by 0.9%, so that means a tilt margin. Kari Lake is very much an extreme candidate. However, the Democrat is just running such a poor campaign that I really don't see her winning. Katie Hobbs has run the worst campaign absolutely possible, and I do believe that Kari Lake will win because of that. In Alaska, we have an incumbent Republican governor, a Democrat, and a former Republican governor running as an independent. That will steal a lot of votes away from Mike Dunleavy, the incumbent governor. And it could result in it being somewhat competitive. I have it going to Dunleavy by a lean margin. And then we have New Mexico, where the Republican nominee, Mark Ronchetti, is a phenomenal candidate. I think that he is the best candidate that Republicans nominated for Senate, House, or any gubernatorial election. Probably besides Alan Fung in Rhode Island's 2nd District. Really, Alan Fung is probably the best candidate this year that Republicans nominate. Like, no one else would be able to do what Alan Fung is doing. But no Republican would be able to do what Mark Ronchetti is doing. But still, I really don't see him winning this race. I have Michelle Lujan Grisham, the incumbent Democrat, winning this race. Kansas, we have Laura Kelly as the Democratic incumbent. And she is very popular. She's one of the most popular Democratic governors in America. However, it is Kansas. It did go to Trump by 14% in 2020. That is going to be a big issue for the Laura Kelly campaign, and one that really I don't see her being able to overcome. I think that Derek Schmidt, the Attorney General or something, I really see him being able to flip this seat because of how Republican Kansas is. She might be popular, but there are just too many Republicans, and she only won in 2018 because it was a blue wave year. She would have not come close. In Minnesota, we have Tim Walz, the Democrat incumbent. He'll be fine come November, but he's not that popular. And then we have Tim Michels, I believe, will flip the Wisconsin gubernatorial election away from the Democrats. He's going to defeat incumbent Tony Evers, probably by 2%. Michels is a pretty good candidate for being an election denier, but he really talks about business and reducing inflation a lot, and he's really going to appeal to the white working class that went to Trump. That is how Tim Michels wins. In Michigan, Tudor Dixon definitely did improve. The Republican Party of Michigan was in shambles, but she definitely made things a lot better, and she does have a chance. But I see Gretchen Whitmer winning by 4%. In Pennsylvania, we have Attorney General Josh Shapiro running to be the next governor. And then we have extreme far-right Doug Mastriano as the Republican nominee. He is really out there, and Pennsylvania will not want someone that extreme. I have them going to Josh Shapiro by 4.5%, almost a likely margin. And then just to talk about New York, I am changing it into the likely characterization because Lee Zeldin is running a great campaign and Kathy Hochul's candidate quality is just horrible. So I do have it likely at this point. So that wraps up the gubernatorial predictions and this video. So Senate, I believe that Republicans will win 51 seats, Democrats 49. House, Republicans win 228. Democrats will win 207, so I do believe that Republicans will win both the House and the Senate. and then gubernatorial. So, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Thanks again.